Hi, my name is David Wallimann. Thanks for watching this video. I wanted to do this because I have a trick that is very, very useful and I've been using it for years, but I didn't really know how to articulate it. And you probably do it in a non-knowledgeable way. And I think knowing why it works will help you gain confidence. And if you have confidence, you can play better and you can express yourself musically better, which is what this is all about. This basically will allow you to make calculated choices. Sometimes when you play, you don't have time to ask for the chord or the key or anything like that, so you just take a chance. And I want to show you some intervals that are a lot more safer than others, considering that we are using the church modes. And those are Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, and Locrian, which in modern music, we have a lot of those. So let me make a close-up on my guitar. I've got my keyboard here. There is a simple patch with an orchestral string type of thing, and I've got a sustainer pedal. So whenever I press it down, the chord is going to last. That's going to allow me to illustrate things. But for now, let me show you what I'm talking about. It's very important first to understand that modes are what they are because they have a unique formula. That's what differentiates one scale, one mode from the other. However, they also have some similarities, and that's what allows us to classify these modes. And for example, the minor family and the major family. So for example, if I have a D minor chord, D minor 7, I will have multiple choices here. I could play a D Dorian. That's going to work because the Dorian mode has the notes of D minor 7, but I could also play a D Aeolian. Because the Aeolian also has the same notes as D minor 7. So that's just to make the point that even though modes have unique formulas, they also have some similarities. We're going to use that to our advantage today when we have to play in a situation where we don't know what the key or anything like that, and we're just taking a chance. There are a couple things that we're going to do here. The first one, and that's very simple, and I actually covered that in a previous video. Basically, in Western music, there are 12 possible notes. 12 possible notes, and most of the time on a chord, so regardless of the chord, there are 7 notes that are going to work on that chord. So 7 notes out of 12. That means there are more chances of playing the right note than the wrong note. That's more than 50%. Demonstration, if I play this note randomly, I don't know the chord, hey, that works, great. Let's try another one randomly. I'm not even looking at my guitar. That works. Another one, that does not work. This one does, and this one does. So we had 2 notes out of 3 that did work, and those were random notes, just to prove the point that there are more notes, more chances of hitting the right note than the wrong. Now, once you find that one note that did work, what do? Well, you can use your ear to try to figure out the rest of the scale. We also talked about that in a previous Masterclass session, where you can use simple songs like Happy Birthday. So if you land on this note, and you know that that's a good note over a chord, mentally you sing, Happy birthday to you, happy ba. That's a major second, that's 2 frets higher. And if that note, happy works on the chord, then that's a second note that will work on the chord. But that's kind of difficult sometimes to do because that's mentally draining to have to sing all those happy birthdays from each note. So we can look at the church modes, considering that we are working on a church mode family scale. So Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, Locrian. And if we look at the construction of these modes, we can find some similarities. And the best way to do that is to actually write down these modes on a piece of paper or play them, but from the same exact note. So in A, for example, we've got A Ionian, A Dorian, A Phrygian, and so forth. And write down all the intervals, and we'll find that some intervals are recurring quite a bit. More than half of those intervals are always the same. So what I'm talking about here is there are two intervals that happen 6 times over the 7 modes. And those intervals are the 4th and the 5th, the perfect 4th and the perfect 5th. The other intervals, they're kind of half and half. For instance, the second, there's a major second to minor second. Well, we find the major second in Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, it's a minor second. Lydian major, Mixolydian major, Aeolian major, Locrian minor. So that's still, there's more major than minor, but I want really 6 out of 7 is what I'm looking for. And if you go through all the intervals, you'll see that the 4th, the perfect 4th, is found in all the modes except for the Lydian. So that's 6 out of 7. And the perfect 5th is found in 6 out of 7 modes except for the Locrian. That means that if I play a chord, I hit a random note, hoping that it's a good one, more than half chances of hitting the right one. Well, I hit a wrong one, but there we go, that's a good one. I know that, well, there are more chances that if I consider this my root, whether it's the root of the scale or not, it doesn't matter, that I have a perfect 4th above and a perfect 5th. Yes, that's already 3 notes that I have. And I don't even know the name of the chord. That's just by finding a note randomly, and from that note, hoping that I'll find a perfect 5th or a perfect 4th, and most of the time I will. Let's continue demonstrating that. So I'll play another random chord, I'm not sure what it is. I'll play a random note, hoping for the best. Good. Perfect 4th. Yeah, perfect 5th. And that worked. So just remember, more chances of hitting the right note, and a perfect 4th and a perfect 5th are most likely going to be found. If not, you just adjust it. Now, I realized that I was just demonstrating this over a single chord. And a single chord can be multiple things. And over a single chord, unless I hit the perfect 4th or the perfect 5th, I choose what kind of 4th and 5th I want. So I'm going to do the same exact thing, but this time over a backing track. And again, I'm not going to know the key, but I'm just going to experiment that. I'll try to find a right note, and more chances of hitting the right note than the wrong. And from there, I'll play a perfect 4th and a perfect 5th, and I'll do that several times, and hopefully that'll make more sense. But I really encourage you to take that to heart and give it a try in your own improv. It really frees you up from the worry of, oh, I'm going to hit a wrong note. Now you're more equipped to hit the right note. But let's try that over a backing track. So here's my track, and I'm just going to play a random note, hoping that I hit the right one. Yeah, that's a good note. So one note, I can play an octave lower. Awesome. Now let's try a perfect 4th from there. Yes, and a perfect 5th. Great. So I know that 6 chances out of 7 are going to be a perfect 4th and a perfect 5th. Let's try another random note. Let's try this one. Perfect 4th and perfect 5th. And slowly like that, I'm starting to get a feel for the scale. Figuring out that scale. Still don't know the key. Not even looking at my guitar, but I'm imagining the sound. Perfect 5th. They work. I hope you liked today's idea, and I really hope that it encourages you to step in musically, whether you're playing with a band or over a backing track, and be confident in the fact that there are a lot of notes that will actually work, and a lot of it is the way that you deliver and the way that you just play them, and it's going to be okay. Even if a note is wrong, you can make it sound right, but that's for another topic. But for today, we just talked about how a lot of notes are good notes. If you want to go further with this, you should sign up to my free music theory DNA concept lesson. It's completely free. I'll leave the link below. And thanks for watching this channel. Subscribe if you haven't. Share it around to a friend. Maybe some people will like this. I'll see you next time. Until then, practice well.